Hey guys, number one Marmaduke fan here. Going to show off a couple random grabs from my local comic book shop. This is the characters Groo the Wanderer. The series The Groo Chronicles is an late 80s reprint of old Groo the Wanderer stories. I found out about this character because Stan Sakai included a couple homages to Groo the Wanderer in Usagi Yojimbo, and Sakai is actually the letterer of Groo the Wanderer. Mark Evanier, the scripter, wrote a wonderful, funny preface to one of the Usagi Yojimbo books, and he joked about how he's been writing prefaces to books all his life. And of course, there are a whole bunch of prefaces in these books and editorial comments with running gags about how one day he's going to tell you the story of how Sergio Aragonés met one of the Kennedys, but he keeps delaying on telling that story. But he has really interesting commentary on the art and drawing itself and the process of writing and editing comics. So let's talk about Sergio Aragonés' work. Mexican-born creator, and this is kind of like this is interesting because it's sort of like an American homegrown bande dessinée series. He has that sort of funny, whimsical cartoon sensibility where it's goofy little barbarian people with dinosaurs. And I love how he fills his backgrounds with hundreds and hundreds of characters. It's like his world is populated with these delightful little cartoon people. And then Groo is sort of a goofy Conan the Barbarian type who wanders through the town, and then some problem emerges. He has to solve it, but because he's a Conan the Barbarian type, he tends to charge in first and ask questions later. So what's interesting is obviously it works at the comedy level. It works because everything's so goofy, and the situations he finds himself in are quite ironic. But he actually kind of works as a straight hero. He's both a parody of Conan the Barbarian and kind of believable as an action hero himself. What else? Okay, the coloring. I want to talk about the coloring. So one of the nice things about like the big crowd shots, let's see if I can find one, is the colorist tends to simplify colors in the deep background and then pop colors in the foreground. Therefore, you read everything in the background as a single idea. Like if this was all realistically colored, it'd be way too busy. Batman Beyond is a great example of that. They use a lot of simplified color palettes in Batman Beyond to make the protagonists pop. Anything else? I just think it's a ton of fun. It's so fun that you kind of you should. It's one of those that's hard to review because you have to read it to get it. I also like something else about Sergio's cartoon sensibility. I kind of like is he tends to do these really cool compositions where like Groo's sword will go from one panel to the other, and it doesn't necessarily make sense in real life, but does it need to make sense in real life? He's a 2D cartoon character, and I think he sort of he fully embraces that. Oh, and of course, Groo gets a tomboy barbarian girlfriend who's like 7 feet tall. He's a man of culture. Absolute blast. One more thing I gotta show off. Somewhere there's like a little page of like, paper cutout characters of all the characters Sergio has designed. There we go. So this is just like an example of absolute pure fun. There are some crass gags and like Amazonians, showing off their butt cheeks, right? So I'd say maybe kind of like for an older kid, but absolute blast. Very, very charming. And I'm surprised that I haven't. I'm glad I found out about this through Usagi Yojimbo because this feels like a hidden gem. So check it out. Look for it at a local comic book shop. Hopefully there are some reprints of it, but I've definitely thoroughly enjoyed these two books. I'm going to be picking up more Groo the Wanderer anywhere I can find it. So that's it. Love you guys. Catch you later.